This is the third episode in my back-to-back unhinged rants, now that I've decided to make a YouTube video on the topic of this game. So this one is going to be about dungeons. Now, I'm going to start with Dragon. This one's going to be specifically about Dragon. Actually, I'm going to take a seat, not that you can see me. So, before we get started, let's just get into Dragon. Now, I'm going to show you my Dragon 22 team. It's not exactly the fastest thing in the world, but as you all know, I'm very early on into the game. So we've got 3 minutes 7 here. Dragon 21 was a struggle because, yeah, I got a lot of magic chips. And this 307 is a little bit exaggerated anyway. It's actually more like 340. That happened one time when Coldheart, she's in Relentless Gear, she just went absolutely ape shit. Fired off like 3 Heart Seekers in a row. Okay, so we'll have a look into here. So you can see my team. Nothing special. So the key to this team. Now a lot of you are thinking, man, high level Dragon, it's an awful lot of debuffs. How the hell are you making through? Well, as with all things, this game is about maths. So, what does the Dragon do? He breathes fire on you, he blows those poisons, and he puts a weaken on you. So the next time he hits you, he absolutely slaps your shit. Correct? So the answer to that, and the key to all of this, is this mismatched stupid cow here, who is going to be replaced whenever I get literally anything else with a speed boost and speed aura. Now, what she has that the rest of them do not is this. A very unimpressive amount of speed given this game. But what that gives her is enough speed to lap the Dragon enough times to get the weaken off him. I can play the whole thing, but this is going to be really, really long. And I don't really want to make long videos while holding a camera, so I'm not even going to bother. But, yeah, that's the basics of, like, just one tip you can get for getting past Dragon. You don't need all of the moving parts to be perfect. You just need to find a way to accommodate the weaknesses of your team by working around it. So yeah, like for example, the example we used is like, instead of cleansing debuffs, I do have Sanguinia, who I will 100% be 60ing eventually, and mastering out and booking, because she's an absolute beast. Just with the decreased buff duration on the A1, with the triple hitter for Giant Slayer, combined with the cleanse and the massive heals that she puts out. Like, she's just constantly like pumping out continuous heals. Sanguinia is crazy. But I don't need her. I'll probably need her for 25, but I don't need her right now. So she's not worth me pumping resources into. And that's what this game is all about, is efficiency of your resources. The more toys you give yourself, the more likely you are to be distracted, which is why Plarium is always trying to get you to do these fusions. Honestly, the end of this video, even though it's supposed to be about dragons, because this is partially dungeon related, if there's any advice I can give you, and every other YouTuber's already done this, and I'm nobody, so I'm probably not helping anyone, but I feel obligated to mention, Ornn. This fella, if you don't have a poison exploder, he's a budget poison exploder, admittedly, he's a poison activator, but he will be your key. He's going to be a massive for this account. Well, I do have 2 accounts, but this is my most progressed account. The other one is this piece of crap over here. As you can see, he's got DK, star of the show. I'm just trying to do the whole thing at like level 50, see how far I can get it without having to go to 60, just for information, really. But that's for another video. But yeah, this fella, admittedly, they kind of gutted him, because people like Cold Brew and a few of the other YouTubers basically showed him soloing the world, and they didn't want another UDK, I reckon. Pretty fucking rude of them to drop his poison sensitivity down to 75% though, honestly. This is the rudest shit. They could have gutted his heal, they could have gutted his capacity to place on A1, they could have gutted his fucking, like, capacity to place the 2 5% poisons, and kept his poison sensitivity, because at this point he's just like a slightly less reliable frozen banshee who's a tank, and that's fucking annoying. But wow, yeah, I'm probably gonna edit that out, eh? Okay, But yeah, aside from that, Ornn is an absolute god. Still, nonetheless, for soloing, if you're not relying on him for specific things, if you're just using him as a solo carry through Ice Golem or whatever, I'm sure you've seen the other videos, he's a monster. And he'll be great for Dragon, obviously, because you can just dump all those poisons onto him. As well as, I mean, like, Fire Knight less so, but, I mean, I guess, if you felt like it. But yeah, Clan Boss is where he's really going to shine. Clan Boss and Ice Golem. Just because he's so thick. If you're running a pure defense team, actually that's an interesting thought. I'll just tack onto the end of that. Maybe after I hack out the coughing fit. Who knows? Maybe I won't edit it out. Maybe I can't be fucked. But yeah, no, we'll just have a look at Clan Boss. I'm pretty sure I got both my keys at the moment. Yeah, I should really run one of those. I'll just show you my Nightmare team. So this is my current Nightmare team. They're not... This is a slap together team, effectively. I don't even think Kale's supposed to be in there. I think I was trying something. Yeah, there it is. There's Grave Chill. She replaces Kale. So this is my regular Clan Boss team. They'll be being replaced. So basically everybody on the team except for UDK is being replaced. We're putting in Taragi, Valerie, Marked, and I always forget the fifth member because they're new. Oh, and Ornn, duh, Ornn. Yeah, and they're literally just going to be, so they're not going to be doing like crazy damage or anything. Their entire thing, if you know champion kits, I think you'll already be able to figure it out, it's just to be big fat lumps that poison and like burn basically everything they can get their hands on. Oh yeah, Coffin Smasher fits in there somewhere. I'll do a video on it later on. But effectively, especially in early game, like a lot of people will tell you, like poisons are for easy, normal, and hard clan boss, and then you're going to need poison exploders, and then you're going to need HP burns, and all sorts of other shit. Like, you need a Geomancer, and you need... No. Just keep scaling the fatness of your team every round with War Masters, and poison ticks, and poison sensitivity, and even unactivated HP burns, just the regular ticks of HP burns. You will do plenty of damage. This is my Slapdash team. I can't put it any other way. They're absolutely, like, just... You can see Chani, I pulled, like, I think she came out of, like, the second blue shard I pulled before I even knew how to play the game. I just got lucky and pulled Chani, who, again, everybody else thinks is crap, so, I don't know, apparently I have really bad pull luck, but not affecting me. I think she's a beast. She's got poison sensitivity, she's got HP burn, she's got crazy high scaling, she's got debuff extension, she's got accuracy turning into crit damage, so you can just prioritize accuracy and then build crit damage out on her. I don't know. I think she's fucking phenomenal. Not that she's going to stay on the Clan Boss team, even though she's a Clan Boss specialist, but that's not her fault. She just doesn't match the new composition. She'll probably go back on the Clan Boss team at a later date when I can prioritize damage and HP burn procs and stuff for Ultra Nightmare and speed stuff up. Yeah, at this stage, like, this is me attempting to lean into, like, the standard meta, like what you're looking at, and it was semi-successful. So I guess I'll put my money where my mouth is, and next Clan vs. Clan, everybody will be fully masteried and be more or less booked. I'm gonna be like 5 books short for Ornn, just because of I've only really started, like, I literally started this maximum efficiency plan like 4 days before the previous CVC, so I've been doing it only for like 16, 17 days, and I went from having like 2 6 stars to like 8 or 9 or 10, I think it's 10. Yeah, and then that's when I started collecting all my clan gold, that's when I started doing all this stuff, and yeah, the only reason I did it, actually, a little bit of secret background information at the end of a boring 10-minute video. That's how we keep the viewers engaged, mate. The whole reason that I ended up figuring out how to do this is because I went clan shopping, which is what I call, when you join a clan, you check where they're up onto and clan boss, and you're like, man, these guys are dreadful, and you get the hell out of there. And you do search parameters in the search, you check, like, at least 1 million power as the minimum. I try to inflate my clan power a little bit when I go clan shopping, just because very few people are playing as efficiently as me, so even if you're, like, a few months ahead of me, I'm probably still earning more points than you in the CBC. I don't want you dragging me down, basically. But yeah, once I've, figured out what clan I'm I'm going into. Well, once I figured out what clan I was going into, I joined the chat and I just saw all these really knowledgeable fellas. And I was just like, oh man, I thought really highly of myself, thinking I could go in here. And there's this guy. I won't say his tag name because, I mean, I haven't asked his permission or anything. But we've got this one guy in our clan. And he's absolutely crazy. He just like smashes out 350,000 CVC points every single CVC. No, I've only seen him do it two times. But like, nonetheless, he's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I was just like, oh man, like, I wonder how I can compete with that guy. Little did I know he'd been playing the game for goddamn years. But I just started trying to find ways to get more and more clan versus clan points. And in doing so, I discovered, like, the most efficient way to be using your points then is the most efficient ways to be using your points always. And I just started doing this. Anyway, a bunch of my friends basically told me, like, I should make content on this. And this is my half-assed first couple steps so I can get them off my back, basically. But I am pretty excited about it, if I'm honest. As you can see, I've gained 48% of the way through 64, level 64 in the last less than 24 hours. And I honestly, as much as I say I play the game a lot, it's on a lot. I don't click that much. Like, I'm just aware of its existence. That's genuinely how I play this game most of the time. Auto-clickers do all the work. Anyway, if you manage to make it all the way through what was supposed to be a video about Dragon, but just ended up being about, like, 10 different things. Because, again, that's honestly the nature of Raid, is you can't talk about one thing. Everything's interconnected, and if you act like each moving part can be worked on individually, that's how they get you. You'll end up doing something inefficiently. You have to, turn the key, twist the dial to unlock the safe. You can't just do one or the other. Anyway, yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sure most of you probably didn't even watch it, but thank you if you did. Bye.